All right. Good evening. Let's do the Asia session. Let's see if I can handle the slow movements, although it is moving tonight. Good evening, everybody. See if we can trade nasty NASDAQ. Jimmy Trades, what's up? It's good to see you. See you, bro. I know it's my fault. I haven't been online in quite some time, but I have been doing the New York session for the last couple of days. My plan is to be back every day, New York, and every now and then I'll connect on the Asia. So good evening to everyone. Let's see if we can catch some moves here. You got nasty NASDAQ pushing. It's currently in a nice little ascending channel. But I got to see if I got to wait for a pullback and see if I can hop onto this. Yeah, man, I've been lazy, man. I've been lazy with my Discord. I've been lazy with YouTube. But, like I said, I'm going to see if I can make it a commitment to do this daily. Last week, I did live stream every day. And then this week, today I couldn't because I traded last night and caught a nice little dip. So wanted to lock in those profits, but yeah, let's see if we can catch some type of move tonight. Good evening to everyone, new and existing viewers. If you're new, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Otherwise, hello fam, how's everyone doing? Jay Styles, thanks for tuning in, brother. All right, let's see what we got here. We got NQ pushing since the overnight open. Let's see what we have. So this was the close, right? So we closed, we went down, we continue to go down, and now we're in this ascending channel. I'd like to participate in that move up, but I need a pullback, right? If we're gonna participate in something like this, I like the fact that it's moving down, but I need a pullback to somewhere in this area, possibly testing that 200 SMA. But I do see that 20 SMA curling upwards, so we'll see. It's a buying algo going on for sure. So I could see a flush of that 20, potentially target that 200. But it is a bull move to the upside, so I don't want to counter trade it. Sure, you can short that channel, but that'd be counter trending, trading against the trend. So let's see if we can be a little patient. So, all right, Chicago Skates. I had 5K and 3 of my Apex PAs. I just needed a flip day to get the 6K payout and went on tilt after my take profit didn't hit and accounts wiped this Asia sesh. Ouch! Chicago, all I could say is we've all been there. We've all blown accounts close to payout. We've all blown accounts waiting for a payout to get approved. We've all blown accounts after a payout. These lows, these rock bottom lows, is what makes you, brother. You come back stronger and you learn. I would not be the trader I am today if it wasn't for my big losses. I had a big, I mean, I'm trying to make it feel better here, but here's a story for you. I had 19, because last year, around September, October, I could only have 19 PAs because my wife was trading one, and you could only have 20 accounts in a household. So anyways, I had 19 PAs. Listen to this story. I made it to payout. I think it was the third payout because I had already gotten like two payouts for 1950K PA. So I had already gotten 38,000 twice. This was payout number 3 for 19 accounts, 2,000 each. And I went through video review. So I started doing the video review. It got to me. Mentally, I wasn't there, and I blew all my PAs, all 19 PAs, with $2,000 pending payout. I'll never forget this. This was around September, October last year when Apex started doing the video reviews. All blown, waiting for a payout. In hindsight, all I had to do was trade one and do the damn video review for Apex, and that would have been fine. Yeah, long story short, I blew them all. Apex eventually watched the videos and approved it, but the accounts were already blown, so no payout. And I still trade Apex to this day. I still get payouts from Apex. But my point is, those are the learning lessons. You got to hit those lows in trading to never do it again. So find out what you did wrong, journal, and try not to do it again is the best advice I could give you. But we've all been there. Jesse James, similar story for me last week, 150K and P&L blown. Ouch. Listen, man, I was about to say 140K is a lot, but if I calculate, so let's think about this. 19 accounts, these were 50K accounts at payout, and I know I had to have had at least 8 to 10,000 in P&L, because back then I was very aggressive with Apex. In other words, I would not just push for 2,000 or 3,000 in profit per cycle. I would push 5 or 6. So I must have blown, what is that, 19 accounts times 7 grand each in P&L. Yeah, same thing as you, brother. About 130, 150,000 just blown. Like for anybody that just tuned in, I'm sharing my story last year with Apex, blowing 19 accounts, waiting for a $2,000 payout each. I got put into video review, and they got me. The psychology, right? I remember making the video. All right, Apex, I know you guys want to know. Make sure this is me. Look, the camera's on. This is me trading. Oh, wait, I'm losing. Well, now you guys believe me. I just lost a trade. It became 2, 3, 4 trades in a row. Literally within like 1 hour, I blew all 19 accounts. Goodbye to that payout. All I had to do was literally trade one, get over that video review, and I would have gotten approved. It happens. You learn. Listen, guys, it happens to all of us. Blowing accounts, it's part of the process. What I will say, and I said it earlier, every time I've blown an account or accounts, it just makes you a better trader. It humbles you. They're not lying when traders say this is a process. This is a process. It's a process that changes you as a person too. You start realizing all these little things about your personality, all the, the weaknesses. And, what they say out there is your personality directly reflects in your trading style. So if you got your your personality, your life in limbo, you got to fix that first, and that comes with discipline. It took me a long time to realize that when I lose, and to this day, when I lose, it's emotional trading. When I'm able to stick to discipline, win or lose, take a loss, walk out at a loss, and maybe it's 1 day, maybe it's 2 days in a row, maybe it's 3 days in a row. But if I stick to the plan, right, what do I risk usually? 25, 30 points on a stop. I trade 150K accounts, so let's do the math. Should know this. Let's say 25 points, right? So 25 points, I trade minis. One mini is $500. For me to blow a 150K, that's 10 trades. The only way I will blow 10 trades in a row and blow an account is if I get into emotional trading tilt. And you learn that over time. Not to say I don't fall to that trap, but it's less. The space between blowing accounts for me is wider now. If I blew accounts at the beginning, let's say, I don't know, once a month or twice a month, now it's every 3-4 months. I'm trying to extend that and keep making it a longer window. But I will say to this day, when I lose, whether it's one trading day or a couple days in a row, it's still emotional trading, not the strategy. Always. The math is there. As long as you have a winning strategy or a strategy that works for you and you stick with it, okay, so you lost 2-3 times in a row. Math, I mean, I don't know your trading strategies, but most of the time I'm 75-80%. It's just a matter of going through that 25% and absorbing it. Take the loss. But anyways, let's see what NQ brings for us. But the Chicago skates, we've all been there, brother. Don't feel any bad or any worse. Don't beat yourself up for it either. You'll come back stronger. All right, so we got NQ in this little ascending channel. If I want to counter trade, I'd like it to go a little higher, probably to the 990, 22,000 area for a potential short. If I want to long this, I'd like a pullback at least around that trend line, a sharper pullback. But let's see what we've got here. Good evening to everyone. I'll do the Asia session every now and then. I do want to get more committed and consistent with the New York. Last week I did New York every day. This morning I didn't do New York. I did it yesterday, but I did walk out with some profit from last night and wanted to lock it in. So I was like, let me not even turn New York session on today. But let's see if we can capture anything tonight. All right, here's that little pullback that I've been talking about. We're in that ascending channel. Technically, I mean, this thing just refuses to, everything is going on in the world right now. You got Iran, Israel, you got that whole Middle East issue, and the market just refuses to crash. It's like the economy is saying, we don't care about the Middle East. We don't care about the potential issues with oil. We don't care about any of that. We're just going to continue to rally this market to the upside. Trav, have you tried Prop Shop yet? I have not. Is this the one that allows 20 accounts? It's brand new. I may have seen it on social media. Is Prop Shop the one that has the 20 accounts? Or the option with 20 accounts? If so, and if anyone has traded it, gotten a payout, or at least traded it, feel free to share your comments. I'm a prop firm whore, so I just add accounts, and I think I'm copy trading up to 28 or 29 accounts right now between Rhythmic on Quantower and my trade sinker setup. So yeah, I love copy trading. Okay, Trav, do they have Rhythmic and Tradeify or just Rhythmic? All right, so we're in the middle of that ascending channel. I'm not going to fiddle in the middle. I'd like a stronger push to the upside or a potential around 22,000, right? That's where we got a pivot point. Potential short, and that short would probably be just a scalp at the most. If I want to go in on this play for the long term or for a couple of hours, if NQ is really going to rally tonight, then I'd probably be looking for a stronger pullback and then hop on somehow. I do copy trade all of my accounts at once, so you won't see me, I guess, flipping or rotating accounts. That's why usually I do 1, 2, 3 trades max, win, lose, or draw, and I'm done. It's just for me, I don't spend too much time trading. So I'll either copy trade everything on Quantower here or use TradeSyncer for the rest of the accounts, and 1 or 2 trades, win, lose, or draw, and I'm done. So you won't see my trading rotating accounts. When I put a trade in, it's usually a couple of accounts are copy traded. I don't split it up through my sessions. Tick Blaze, which seems to be pretty good, connects to Rhythmic. Tick Blaze, never heard of it. What prop firm is this? Prop Shop. Let's take a look at it. Prop Shop. Prop Shop Trader, is that what it's called? Prop Shop Trader. Here we go. Warrior phase, gladiator phase, instant gladiator. All right. Trav, I'll take a look at them maybe tomorrow and try them out. Yeah, as far as just Rhythmic, I asked if it was Rhythmic and Tradeify or both, but then I realized Tradeify, from my understanding, is not licensing new prop firms. In other words, prop firms that have Tradeify, that's it for a while. My understanding is that Tradeify is not licensing new props. So most new prop firms are going to have Rhythmic only for some time. All right, NQ continues to push, looking for that 22,000 area. You got the pivot point there. You got some resistance coming up on higher time frames. Let's see that pullback, how far we go down, if we respect that channel or decide to just finally realize that the Middle East is a problem and take a huge pullback. We'll see. All right, Chicago Skates. Here's a little trick. So Apex has 8 trading days, right? So anytime that Apex allows you to request a payout, in other words, you see that account available under request payout, request. As long as you're comfortable that you're within the 30% consistency rule and you're okay with the 30%, what's it called? Drawdown per trade rule. Here's something that I've done in the past, and it's not a trick. Traders do this. Let's say you did not meet the 30% consistency rule, but you pushed your profit way too high. You're better off requesting a payout, knowing that you'll get denied, but you'll reset your trade cycle. So now, once you request payout, approved or denied, let's say you get denied, you're back to day 0. From there on, the next 8 days, think of it as your new trading cycle to request a payout. So you don't lose the profit from your prior 8 days that you got denied. Just focus on these new 8 days, focus on the 30% consistency rule, and request your payout again. I would do it that way, if you still qualify to request a payout. And the 30% consistency rule applies to payout cycle. It resets per payout cycle. So I've had issues where, like I said, I've maybe pushed my profit a little too much. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to hit that consistency rule. Request a payout. You know you're going to get denied. And then you start a new payout cycle with a fresh consistency rule. All right, we're continuing to push. That 22,000 area is, we can push as high as 2220. That's where you got the pivot point. We are hitting rejection right now at the 30-minute 20 SMA. So if you look at the 30-minute here, $20 SMA initial rejection there. And it's getting tight there, getting really tight here. So if it's rejection, then we'll see a sharp pullback, a flush below that 20 SMA. We adjust this overnight high. We'll probably adjust it as we go. There's that flush. It got really tight, and we'll see that flush there, potentially all the way down to the 950 area, right around here. And then at that point, will the 200 SMA act as a magnet and just pull it all the way down for the potential bounce? So we'll see. I'm copy trading a couple of PAs, and actually, no, I'm lying to you. I am not trading PAs. I will be copy trading some evals and straight to funded on TradeSync. PAs I won't touch tonight. I will trade them tomorrow morning during the New York session. Let me take a look at what I have as far as copy traders concerned. Yep, no PAs for tonight. JKL Mo, hey man, we all go through losses. Don't be hard on yourself, brother. We've all been there. We've all taken some serious losses, blown accounts, all that good stuff. At the end of the day, it's what makes you a better trader. Journal. Work on finding what it is that got you to lose that much. Usually it's emotional trading, revenge trading. At least for me, that's usually what it is. And I work on that. The only way you can work on improving is discipline, strict rules, and focus on sticking to those rules. Like I said earlier, to this day, when I lose and I lose big, it's not my strategy. It's usually emotional trading, spur of the moment trading, revenge trading, and I've learned to catch myself pretty quick, and I'll punish myself. No more trading. I turn it off and I'm done. In other words, if I catch myself falling into that emotional trading or in the moment decisions, call it a day. Yep, I have a rule, man. If I'm up, you'll see it on my live stream, and usually during the New York session, if I'm up and it's one trade, I'm done. I close it all up. Right now, because I'm live streaming during the New York session, I have a rule: 2 trades. If that second trade is a valid loss, in other words, if I get 2 losses in a row and the second trade is a valid loss, meaning I had a plan, hit my stop, and it was just a trade against me, then I'll take a third. If the second trade is a revenge trade from the first loss, calling it. And it happened, was it this week or last week? It happened last week live. I was shorting that move up on, I think it was Friday. And listen, it was my trade or my strategy at that point was, I think we're going to pull back here. I took a short and, decent stop loss. I think it was like 25 or 30 points. The first trade was fine. It hit a stop loss and absorbed it. The second trade, I FOMO'd in and I caught myself. I was like, now you're chasing. So I took the second loss, called it a day, and went to the gym. I came back, obviously off stream, but I gave myself time to listen, no FOMO. And the problem is, there's a couple times where you get rewarded for FOMO trades, right? We've all done it. I mean, let's be honest. We've all gotten rewarded for the wrong behavior. In other words, you DCA'd with big lot size and you saved your loss. You FOMO'd in, or you chased a trade because you saw a 20 or 30 point candle and you FOMO'd right into it. The times that it plays in our favor, unfortunately, it rewards bad behavior. You're going to most likely try it again. The problem is you get confident if it works too many times. Then you have some nice profit on your account. You're down. And now not only do you FOMO in, you increase your leverage, you increase your lot size, and it goes against you. That's where I've seen in the past in my trading where I lose the most. It's revenge trading and emotional trading. If I stick to the strategy and just take a loss or take a loss day and walk out, very rarely do I blow accounts that way. Because then I'd have to have 3 or 4 days in a row of losses. The math just doesn't add up. Yep. And the funny thing is, Jesse just made a good point. What's crazy is how our brains hang on to something that works like 2 out of 10 times only, right? The worst thing is you're in that trade and you know it. You're like, every pattern that's happening right now is against you. Not only are you, let's say, 5, 10 points in drawdown or more, it's never even come back to test your break even. You're like, and you still refuse to close at either break even or, couple points in a loss. You're like, no, I need to close either at a win, and it has to be a win. Insane. The biggest battles in trading are against yourself. At least my battles, usually, when I lose, emotional trading, not strategy. All right, so we're approaching the bottom of this little channel here, ascending channel. This is also a pivot point, right? The 960 area is a pivot point. We kind of went back and forth during the New York session around this area. We had a range between the 22,000 and the 940 area for quite some time. So I guess we're trying to figure out resolution to this. I'm just shocked this market hasn't crashed yet with all the Middle East stuff going on. What is it? Jake Lil Mo. Thank you. Yeah, I lost some weight. I guess I wasn't looking good in the past. I'm teasing, bro. Yeah, I'm on carnivore diet. Carnivore diet changed my life, by the way. This is now close to a year with carnivore diet, and I've lost over 25 pounds. Very strict on carnivore. So in other words, I only eat meat, whether it's beef, chicken, fish. That's all I'm eating right now for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's harder than you think, although I get to have steak for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So steak and eggs, that's it. And a ton of water. So I want to lose another probably 10 or 20 pounds. So I'll stick to carnivore for a while. Jesse, I like the idea, brother. Anytime. Ooh, so we did respect that trend line, right? We're in an ascending channel. You guys have seen me trade. Most of you have seen me trade. I'm a big fan of trading channels. Here we go. Right? We came to the top, rejected, top. So these are buying algos. And, you ride them for a little bit and get out. So I'm waiting to see what happens in this area. Are we going to flush? Because the 200 SMA is that close, I'm a little resistant to long until we see a stronger flush. But looks like we at least respected the bottom of that channel for now. Jimmy trades, isn't it unhealthy? You got to do your own research. I'm not a doctor. You just got to Google it. There's pros and cons to anything in life, right? What I will say is I took a blood test, or I've taken blood tests to monitor cholesterol, LDL, HDL, glucose, and triglycerides. So how is it that if you're eating beef, all this fat and all this salt, how can you keep your body healthy numbers-wise? So I did get like I said, I've gotten multiple blood tests. The lowest triglycerides ever, because I was hovering around 300 all the time, couldn't get my triglycerides, and I've refused to get on a statin. Now I'm below, I think, 80 now for lower triglycerides. HDL, LDL, healthiest levels. In other words, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. Glucose, although I was never, or have never been diabetic, I had some pretty high glucose back in the days. And again, poor eating habits. Now, listen, all that is done. So the reason carnivore works, it works if you're strict. The reason it works is your body consumes fat, right? For energy. You can't consume protein. In other words, your body can't consume muscle for energy. So if you're only feeding protein, beef, chicken, beef, chicken, fish, all it can do now is use fat for energy. So I have to take a lot of fatty beef. In other words, you can't just do filet mignons. Otherwise, if I don't consume enough fat with the beef that I eat, I'll literally fall asleep, because your body now needs a ton of fat to function for energy. So anyways, you look it up. I don't want to bore you guys with my carnivore diet, but yeah, I've lost weight because of carnivore. All right, so we are respecting this, the bottom of this channel, and it looks like we're going to push right back up. Let's see what happens. Because I started the stream a little late, I want to confirm this pattern before I make any decisions. So how's everyone's trading going? I've heard some of the losses and all that good stuff. And listen, we all go through it. Any success stories? Anybody getting some nice payouts lately? All right, JC. Have a good night, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Game Changers documentary. Isn't that on Netflix? I think I know about the Game Changers. Isn't that the one that's all vegetable? Why do I think Game Changers and certain athletes doing the vegetable diet or something like that? Jesse, you've been on a roll, buddy. So I think you're gonna nail it. Yeah, Jimmy, I did watch that documentary a while back, like last year or 2 years ago, and I believe that one is all plant-based. And you got like NFL players, their wives cooking all the meals, and it's all plant-based. I think I remember now. Listen, there's different diets. For me, what finally worked was carnivore because I have a huge appetite. So you can only eat so much beef or meat before you feel full. And that's the whole point. You're supposed to feel full on meat. That way your body just burns a ton of fat for energy. And then the protein goes right in and out if you're not working out. Let's go, Jesse. All right, it is a little on the slow side. We tapered up here, and you saw the tightening that brought us a flush. How much was that? About 20-point flush. Flush through the 20, but we did not continue below to test the 200. So now we're respecting this channel and slowly pulling up. Now we're probably going to approach that 22,000 area, and that's where I see a little more resistance than this first wave up here. You got a pivot point up there. You got 200 SMA on higher time frames. So we'll see. Yeah, Jimmy, I've been watching my trades during the New York session lately for the last couple of days. The New York session has been a quick move, right? New York Open, quick 75, 100 points. If you captured it and you're in the green, you're good. If you didn't and you want to try to recover or try to get into a trade, then you're stuck in like a 50 point range, which is very difficult to trade. But yeah, the opening range breakout has been effective for the last couple of days, for sure. It's a indicator that I use here on Quantower. Automatically displays 15-minute high and low. Yeah, I don't trade that much during the Asia session, so I don't follow the opening range breakout for the Globex session, but I guess it's the same principle. Here we go. So we did respect pretty nicely. So we are in a range or a channel. Like I said, the next stop on this move to the upside is that 22,020 area. I could see that move, this next move, a little exaggerated because everybody's watching this pivot point to short it. So usually you'll see an exaggerated move to the upside to stop out any shorts. So I'm going to wait for this to play out on the high side if I want to short, and even if I do short, that'll be a quick scalp. Well, good evening to everyone. Good evening to anybody that is already subscribed or in my Discord. Good to see you guys again. I know it's me. I haven't been consistent, but I'm back. Last week, like I said, I did the New York session kind of quietly every day. Yesterday I was on, and I'll be back tomorrow, New York, for the rest of the week, God willing, and starting to take this a little more consistent in terms of live streaming and seeing if we can get some green here. All right, so like I said, I expect this move to the upside to be exaggerated. You're going to have some shorters come in at that pivot point. You got the 200 SMA on the higher time frames. That's a lovely area to short for some resistance. But NQ won't do what you want it to do. It's going to do what it wants to do, which is capture more liquidity and stop out some shorts up there. So I could see this move being exaggerated, possibly pushing to the 40. So I'll monitor this move up. Mo, my friend, good to see you again, brother. How have you been doing? How's your trading going? Yeah, let's do this. I want to get this community back up and rolling. Like I said, it's my fault. And a lot of you guys have been supporting me there on the Discord and all that good stuff. We'll do this a little more consistent, have some fun trading. Naif, how are you, brother? Listen, good evening. Hello to everybody. It's good to see everybody again. I'm trading here in the Asia session, but I have been doing New York all week. I traded live New York. Obviously, there's a lot more competition, so very few people tune in. But I'll do the Asia session every now and then. Good to see everybody. Anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. And let's see if we can get some green tonight. I am watching this push up to, like I said, I expect this one to be exaggerated. We're now touching 22,000, possibly push all the way up to 2020, 2030. And then at that point, considering a short with probably 20-point stop, and I run the risk of this move up being exaggerated to the upside. But it looks like the market is pulling up, but we're in a channel. In other words, it goes up, goes back down, and tests the bottom of that channel, goes up, tests the bottom. So, you know, we're pretty much channel trading right now. I'm just surprised the market has not gone down with all the news going on in the Middle East. Technically, we've had a lot of news today, and still, look at this market, resilient. Already up 100 points from the overnight low, 862, 960, 100 and something points. Unbelievable. Here we go, big push up. I told you this one was going to be exaggerated, probably up to that 30, 40 area. That's where that push or that pop is coming. Come on, give me 2020, 2020, 2030, push up. And then I'll experiment with a short at the top of that channel. Yeah, Jimmy, man. The only thing I can think of is Trump is no idiot. He warned about the Israeli strike before it happened. Trump hates it when the market goes down. So I'm sure whether it's through his buddies in finance and tech, the market is just not going to fall for Middle East action. I think there's been just like he gave everybody a heads up that Israel was going to strike. I think there's behind the scenes meetings where, hey guys, don't get shaken out. We'll take care of the Middle East, but continue the markets as if nothing, because this does not make sense. I mean, market should be taking some serious losses based on Middle East. Yep, 2021 is what I'm looking at. 2020, 2030. I'd love to short 2020, between 2020 and 2030. But we need to be patient, let it climb up there. And that's where I'll consider the first short. But I was hoping this move up was a little more exaggerated and really touch those levels up there for resistance, but we may not get it. And at that point, if we see the pullback here, I'm not going to FOMO in. We're approaching pivot point. 2020, we may not get the exaggerated 2040 move that I wanted, but between 2020 and 2030, I'll entertain a short, unless we just blow through this area and then decide to rally all the way up to 100. So let's see. Patience. This should be an exaggerated move to the upside. In other words, this is the pop to hit that resistance area around 2030, 2040, but let's see what happens. So we're up here. This is a major resistance area, 22,000, probably 22,020. It just depends how much of a stop I want. If I enter here, then I got to give myself a 40 point stop to make it reasonable if we do get the push up. So I'd rather short a little higher, but if the setup doesn't come to me, it is what it is. If we take the pull back here, it is what it is. I'm not FOMOing in. Surprisingly, I don't use a lot of size, mainly 1 to 3 contracts, minis. Most of the times it's one or two. Very rarely do you see me going in, building a position to 3 contracts, but that's usually the most. Three minis. I usually add on direction when I'm in the green. I rarely DCA. Unless it's an eval and I'm not copy trading funded accounts or PAs. But like I said earlier, usually when you see me trading, I'm copy trading evals, PAs, sim funded accounts at the same time. So it's not like I'm trading the evals differently. They're being copy traded along with funded accounts. So now if I'm bored and I just want to push an eval and just kind of do some crazy stuff, then maybe I'll push it up more. But usually when I trade evals, they're being copy traded along with PA, so I trade them the same way. Unless I grab an eval separately and decide to go crazy. Which I've done. I'm sure we've all done. All right, we need this to push. We need it to bounce here. It's at the 9 EMA. We need a stronger push to the upside, which gives me a drawdown, a short with less drawdown up there. YOLO, baby. I still grab an eval here and there and PPI or CPI long it. I refuse to short CPI or PPI. Out of the last 10 times I've YOLO'd, maybe 1 or 2, I think it's like 80%. 80% of the time it's a move up 100, 125 points. And maybe once or twice it was a move to the downside. So I just long it. Long the American economy. All right, so we're seeing the same pattern that we saw here, right? The tapering, it's getting really tight. It came to this area, previous day high, and we'll see a pop, right? We should see a nice little pop to this area. With this tightening, there's that bull flag formation, and usually you'll see a pop. Let's look at 2220, 2230 area. Now, if this is just forget Israel, forget Iran, and we're just going to rally tonight, then I'll give it 20 point stop and then realize, all right, this thing is going to rally and, we're going to the moon tonight because the market just refuses to say the Middle East is a problem. You got to be aware of that. All right, so we saw that same pattern here. And the last time we saw the tightening, right, we had a 20 point drop. We have a similar pattern here with the tightening, and looks like we're looking for another drop. I was hoping for a pop to the upside to this area for potential short, but I'm going to stick to that setup. In other words, if I don't get the setup up there, I'm not going to FOMO in and trade. Although this could be a very strong short to the downside. In other words, this could be the short that breaks the channel to the downside. But I wanted it at 22.20, 22.30, and that was my setup. We may not get it, and got to let it go. Wait for the next one. All right, so now let's correct the overnight high so I don't have to do work tomorrow morning. That is now the overnight high. We came and touched previous day high, an initial rejection. We're coming back to, we didn't touch the top of the channel, right? So I don't consider that a full play, right? If you look at this channel, we didn't test the top yet. This is the area that I'm looking to short for a potential full break of this channel. Now, NQ will do what it wants. This could be the break of this channel, and it's too late, at least in my setup. So Mo, what you're doing is you're considering a long here to the 22.30 area, right? So in other words, you're saying this is the pullback for the bounce up to this area. Got it. See what happens here. The problem is we did hit a major resistance zone. Is this the move to the downside that breaks out of this channel and we're looking for further downside? Let's take a look at I agree with you, Mo. I think I'm going to look. I don't know why I want to counter trend this. This is technically a move to the upside. I was hoping for a trade all the way up in 22.30 to short it. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. Now I have to wait. I mean, let's see what happens at the bottom of this channel. So it's respecting this channel, right? We're technically in a range and an ascending buying channel. This is their area that I'd like to entertain a short. If this is the last part of it and we see a flush, then I missed it. But I'll stick to my guns on the area that I wanted to short. In the meantime, let me load up with some more seltzer. All right, so we're stair-stepping at the bottom of that channel. So it's holding. It's holding the dear life right there. Look at the size of those little 1-minute candles. But it is holding. Technically, we should bounce here and come right back up to this area. Holding for dear life, but it's holding. It's holding the trend line. All right. All right, let me take a look at the news to see if there's anything going on. No, pretty much the same headlines. Trump asking for unconditional surrender. And I guess everybody's just waiting. Is the U.S. going to get involved in this? But no crazy headlines tonight as of yet. And market is just going to rally tonight. Crazy. All right, so a little indecision here. Driving everybody crazy. Is this the break? Nah, I don't think so. I think long-term war is bullish, but in the short term, as soon as you get some headlines about this war escalating or something, you'll see a drop in the market. I mean, we dropped 300 points when this whole thing started last Thursday, Friday, right? We just haven't flushed any further, which is what I think everyone is surprised because the headlines haven't gotten any better. But as soon as Israel started bombing Iran on Thursday or Friday last week, that's when you saw the initial 300-point drop, right? I remember because I took that trade that night, and that's when I captured, I think it was like 80 points. So we're, if it escalates and there's more involvement from the U.S., I'm sure we'll see a drop pretty quickly. But for now, things are being contained. For now. Wow. That's a long holding pattern right here. Just stressing everybody out. Anybody who's longing, are you going to go up? Anybody shorting, are you going to stay in that short? We're all waiting, Mo. Look at that channel just holding. But it's holding also with some movement to the upside. There is it. Now it's a flat candle. Usually when it gets that tight, you'll see the move. based on the patterns, right? We saw it tight here and it pushed up. We saw some tightness here and it pushed up. So, like I said, this could be the move up to 2230, but I don't know if I'm ready to long or short here with this tightness. I mean, the longer it stays in the channel, right? Eventually, if it's going to respect the channel, right? That area we've been talking about, 2025, 2030, is potentially the short up here. If 2230 is not happening and this is it for that move to the upside and we have the stronger flush, then it is what it is. Not capturing it tonight. I wanted a stronger move up here for less drawdown, and NQ will do what it wants to do, not what you want it to do. Yeah, we had a aggressive little flush here. I could see that happening here. The problem is your 200 SMA is pretty, it's acting like a magnet. It was hovering here, and it was some indecision going back and forth between, is the 200 SMA going to provide the launch pad? Now you're what, 40 points? No, you're almost 80 points away from this magnet. You were very close to that price action around a 200 SMA just a couple hours ago. If this is a flush, it could be the strong flush that I was waiting for to get in higher. And that's it. We can come back all the way down to 30s to touch the 200. And you got VWAP there as well, right? You got VWAP at 930. And that, if it happens now, it'd be unfortunate. That's the play I wanted to get into. But I wanted to get in at 9, at the 20 area up here. It happens. If the furthest up or the furthest move to the upside was only 2010? It is what it is. Missed the play. But I'm not FOMOing in on this. Mo's going in with a short. He's going for the long short. Are you going short or are you going long? Oh, you're going on a call, so you're going long. Okay. I'm hoping this is not the pullback that I was waiting for. I'm hoping that this is just a small little pullback and we come right back up to the 2030, and at that point I'll short. I think that's a good entry, Mo. As long as it respects this channel and this is just a stop out for anybody trying to long further up, then you're good. But this could be the pullback that I just missed that I wanted at 2020. So I'll have to live with that and not FOMO in. I was looking for a 2020 entry to flush below the 20 and come back down to previous day close and possibly even touch the 200 SMA and VWAP. But it could still tease us here. This could just be a stop hunt run, and then we see the push right back up. But it has to do it quick. Well, the problem is this is the Asia session. Nothing happens quickly. It could delay that push right back up. Mo is confident on this going up. Hey, I'm with you. I just like the short up here for a stronger move to the downside. But I think you'll get that long, Mo. I think this is just an exaggerated stop hunt run, and we'll push right back up. We were in the New York session, I'd say, time's running out. It should have popped earlier. But we're in Asia, so this push up can take a while. Well, good evening to everyone. Anybody who's new, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I'm live streaming from Arizona. So my times are 3 hours behind most of you, at least 3 hours behind New York Eastern. It's tight. I like that. That's a nice tight stop loss. It's teasing everybody. It's teasing everybody. It's playing out. There you go. Ooh, rejection at the 20. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a strong flush to stop out the longs, and then you see the push up. I'll get interested if we see a sharp flush on the long. I'm going to root for you, Mo. Go, go, baby, go. Push for Mo. Push for Mo. What was your NT? 975? Don't tell me you got out. Don't tell me you got out already. Oh, okay, okay. Nice entry, Mo. I think that pullback, you'll be fine. That's just testing the 20 SMA, and then it'll use the 20 as the bounce. But moving your stop is fine, but I think it's going to use the 20 now as the base or the support for the push up. And yes, if you flush below here, then you're in trouble, but I'm watching this 20 SMA. What does it do here? Does the 20 SMA become support for the push up, or is it resistance at this point and we have further downside? Becoming support slowly. Struggling to get positioning above the 20 SMA. Not really. There it is. Now it's positioning above. Mo, I think you got a killer trade right here, brother. I'm almost tempted to wait for the pullback here and continue and get it along with you. So Mo is up 10 points, 15 points soon. I'll wait for the pullback and get in with you. Ooh, there you go. Look at you, Mo. Martin Suarez, what's up? Oh, it looks like you can go to bed now, man. Not yet, Martin, not yet. It's getting interesting. What are my thoughts? The market is going against the world, right? Got a Middle East war going on, and the market just keeps climbing. Refuses to crash. All right, so we pushed up again to that 22,000 area and initial rejection there. Nicely done, Mohammed. Mo's got the trade of the night. $324 on that long. Good for you, brother. You got to let go of that $1,800 loss, man. Don't beat yourself up for it. Don't be too hard on yourself. We've all been there. We've all taken bigger losses. It's part of the process. All right, well, there's the fake out. All right, let's see how far this goes down. Apex payouts. So far this year, still gotten paid. I haven't gotten the email to send the 5 days of trading, but still getting payouts with Apex. June, I have not gotten a payout with Apex in June yet. That's not because of them. It's because of my trading. I've had a lot of up and down. So I think I need 3 or 4 more days, I'm thinking, to hit my profit that I need with Apex for a payout request. So I don't know, I'm being patient whether I can submit for a payout this month or it doesn't happen in June. But I don't have anything negative to say with Apex, at least my experience. Payouts have been quick. Approvals have happened within a day or two. And after that, a couple of days for deposits, no issues. All right, let's see how far this little flush goes. Mo, what was your entry? 75? I just missed it. I was going to enter down here, but I just missed it. I'm going to watch that 75, 65 area again. Slow moving, but it's moving. So it does look like the 20 SMA is starting to build some support and basing for this move to the upside. Here comes a little flush. Scare any longs out, but I'd like it to be a stronger flush if I really want to long this now. If it is a stronger flush, Mo, you got out perfectly. I agree. I'm looking for stronger pullback here. But I agree. I think there's more upside to this. The market, everybody right now is thinking that the market is going to go down because of the Middle East. The market is there to destroy your bias. So if everybody's thinking that, oh yeah, we're going to go down at some point, the market's going to do right the opposite. So maybe let's see if we get a stronger pullback and then consider a long for further upside. I'm just shocked this market hasn't gone down further with all the Middle East stuff going on. All right, so if we look at the 5-minute, the 20 SMA has provided the bounce for this play that Mo just did. And now we got to see if it's going to continue to give us another bounce or we flush, right? All right, we're seeing that bounce on the, ooh, there's the flush. We're attempting to flush the 20 SMA on the 5-minute. But that would be the 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts. 4 15-minute candles attempting to flush below this area. $75, 73 seems to be the low for the last 4 15-minute candles. Let's wait for some further downside then. So this level right here, hold on. Right, this is the area that was resistance became support. It's been support, and we need to hold that area. All right. This could be, again, another potential bounce area, or are we going to flush below this, which would be looking at back to today's close as the next support area for this. Yep, I agree with you. That 2020 area is the golden area for target. The problem is, where do you want to get in to target that 2020? Want a little, give us the flush to the downside to stop out any longs, and then we push up. I agree. I'm looking to buy too, Mo. I just want a stronger flush. Now I could enter with a mini here and build a position. I just don't, I'm sorry, I don't trade micros. This could be the initial entry on a micro and then enter if we do get the flush somewhere around here with another one. But I don't trade micros. So let's wait for a stronger flush. All right, we need an exaggerated flush to shake some longs out. Where's VWAP? VWAP is at 940. The pullback long is starting to get good. Let's see if it pulls back a little more for that long. Let it flush, let it flush. Man, this is so slow. You're like pulling my teeth here. I need to I need to watch play with my phone for a little bit. I don't know. We've been hearing about this big thing with the war. I don't think it's going to happen today. I think the big thing is the next 2 days. I think we're going to find out if Trump is going to get the U.S. involved, meaning Trump ordering the bunker busters, right, to destroy that nuclear facility that's literally underground a mountain that Israel can't destroy. They just don't have the bombs to destroy it. So I think that's the decision Trump is deciding, but I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I think it's within the next couple of days. I do think if he is going to do it, it's going to happen within the next couple of days, or Iran just surrenders and it's over. I think Iran just got checkmated by Israel. Mossad probably just pulled off the greatest intelligence operation in history. I mean, we've been hearing about the bombings, but the way they've taken out the Iranian leadership strategically with precise bombing, crazy intel. They got Mossad all over Iran right now. They probably got some crazy informants. How are they able to destroy the key leadership in literally a couple hours when they started this? I agree. Iran definitely has no chance now. I mean, their leadership is done. The Ayatollah is left. And they basically have no air defense now. It's all been destroyed. So Israel can fly in their jets as needed. The only issue they're having is they can't destroy that nuclear facility. Israel just doesn't have the weaponry or the bombs needed. So I guess that's what we're waiting for, is Trump going to get the U.S. involved to destroy that nuclear facility, and it's done. It's over. Or is Tehran going to go for a deal, $1 billion deal, and promise the world that they won't do, uranium enrichment anymore? So we'll see. All right, we're looking for a stronger flush here. But enough about politics and war. I don't want to get this into a whole political conversation. Mom always said, if you want to lose friends, don't talk about war, don't talk about religion, and don't talk about sports. No way. I don't know if I think that's what he wants to do. But he knows that if he does it, he'll piss off China and Russia. Actually, he's already said it. He's already said that he wants to do it, but he knows that he'll piss off China and Russia. FOMC, baby. Yes, sir. Tomorrow is officially FOMC gamble day. It's going to be choppy. It's going to be messy, but we'll trade it. Because we all have one thing in common. Doesn't matter how bad that loss is, we come back the next day to trade. Mo, you said you were done, brother. That's the biggest mistake. You say you're done, and then you're like, one more trade. I'm going to wait for one more. I'm teasing. I do it all the time, and the problem is the times that you win, it makes you come back. But there's that one time you take that extra trade and you get pissed off. Seriously, Mo, you got your trade in for the night. Call it a night, brother. God damn it. It won't flush low enough for me. It didn't go high enough for me. I feel like I'm losing my patience here. But I'll stick to the strategy. Not FOMOing in. Well, if there's anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, help me out with the algo. I live stream from Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. I rarely do Asia, but I'm going to do it more often. But you will see me every day, New York session live. I'll start at 9:15 Eastern tomorrow with FOMC and all the madness. All right, here we go. Testing that 20 SMA again. Initial touch with some rejection. So basically, we're looking at a back and forth of 10 to 15 points above SMA, 20 SMA, 10 to 15 points below 20 SMA. So we're literally going nowhere. Little scalps. But it was like that today in the New York session as well. So it's been like this for the last couple of days. It's been annoying chop. Last couple of days, we've seen a big move during the open. And then if you miss that move, you're stuck in like a consolidation chop zone, like a 50-point chop zone. Yesterday was brutal. I think it was only like a 50-point chop. I didn't trade today during the morning session. I took one trade in the afternoon and I caught that dip, which was this move here. Where is it? This little flush here. I caught that play. How many points was that? Like 50 points? But that was it. Man, it slowed down a lot. Can we get some headlines? I don't know. No, we shouldn't. I shouldn't ask for headlines. The war headlines are not good. But let me check the news in the meantime. All right, well, it is moving pretty slow. That may have been it for volatility for the evening session. And I'm definitely not going to stay till midnight. It's 7 p.m. here in Arizona. I'll give it a little more time and then probably call it a night. And I will be back up tomorrow morning, 9:15 Eastern for New York session. Win, lose, or draw. All right, now it's snail pace. All right, I'll probably stay on for 15 more minutes. Anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, help me out with the algo. Welcome to the stream. I'll trade Asia and New York for the next couple of days. New York session obviously being my priority, but there's a lot of competition during the New York session, so obviously a lot less viewers. So I'll trade Asia as well and slowly build this up again, live streaming. I copy trade Apex, Take Profit Trader, and some other props. I don't rotate accounts, so you won't see me grabbing one account here, trading it, then the next one. I trade them all at the same time, win, lose, or draw. So usually I'll only take 1 or 2 trades, maybe 3 during the New York session, and I'm done. I try to finish between the first 30 minutes to an hour. If I'm still trading 1 hour into the open, it's because I'm in the red trying to recover, or I've been really patient and not taking trades. One of the two. All right, really slow. Was hoping for a little more action. Yeah, that 15-minute orb is the opening range break has been pretty on point the last couple of days. Come on, NQ, wake up. All right, here we go. Here's that continuation of that flush. Maybe not. I mean, it's been stuck in this area, right? 960 to 990. Other than this little exaggerated pop here, it's been in that range since the last 2 hours. So we had the push up, right? We had the strong push up, and then we've been ranging here. Here's your range. We had a look above and fail here. I mean, we can look at it as that, right? Technically in the middle of the range, waiting to test the breakout area. Yeah, it's too slow. Mo, I think you got the trade of the night, my friend. You caught the quick little movement, but now it's way too slow. I can't trade this. Mo, you're done, brother. You're done. You caught a good trade. Call it a night. I mean, you can also consider this selling channel that we've been in as well. Pretty tight. We'd be looking for the break. It's too slow. Wow. All right. That's probably it for me. It's going to move this slow. All right, Mo. Good seeing you again, buddy. Take care. Have a good night and nice trade, brother. All right, looks like it's breaking out above that area. And a fake out to the upside. Oh my God. It's like snail pace right now. Motown. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Yeah, man, this is chop zone for sure. If you're losing and you're losing in this type of price action, give yourself a break. Try to find areas. In other words, don't FOMO in. These channels are designed to have you FOMO in, right? You see a pop here, you FOMO in and brings you right back down. Brings you right back down, you FOMO in a short and it chops you right back up. So you got to learn to read these areas. I've gotten, I think I'm up to like, I'm definitely above 50K in payouts this year, but I've burned, especially at the beginning of the year, I burned through a couple of accounts. I think compared to last year, I'm not as high up in payouts compared to the first 6 months of 2024. 2025 has been slower. June, like I just said, June I have not taken a payout yet. I think my best month was March and April. May was, I mean, I got payouts, but nothing crazy. June, for whatever reason, I've been back and forth, back and forth. All right, guys, let's slow down a little too much. This is where get in positions and you hold for an hour to find out you got the wrong direction. Yeah, Motown, like I said, compared to 2024, I'm behind in terms of payouts. I've also burned several accounts where I've had to buy again. I'm still profitable, but not compared to 2024, which I'm trying not to have it frustrate me, because then, you know, obviously you incorporate that into your trading. So I've been trying to just not focus on, am I ahead or behind last year? Just focus on trading, and if I get to a payout, and that's what I've done with June. That's why I haven't gotten to a payout. Not because I haven't blown accounts in June, but it's more because I go up and down, up and down, up and down. It's almost like I've had a whole week of, what's it called? Break even, which hasn't been like that in a while. Traders Bait, welcome to the stream. So futures are 24/7, my friend. This is going all night. You can trade all night. Now, that doesn't mean you'll have volatility. It's been slow. I mean, right now it's snail pace. Futures close at 5 p.m. Eastern every day until 6 p.m. and then they open again. So you got a 1 hour break every day, Monday through Friday. Friday, they do close at 5 p.m. Eastern and they're closed through the holiday. And then they open up again on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, right? No. Is it 3 p.m. Eastern? No, 6 p.m. Eastern. So that's your schedule for futures. The open for the week is on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then they close daily at 5 p.m. Eastern for 1 hour. And every day they open up again at 6 p.m. Eastern. Motown, good. How's that algo working out for you? I mean, I know a lot of guys that have created their own algos and insane payouts. So if you are a quant guy and you know how to code your own algo, you are ahead of most people in this game. So kudos to you. I wish I knew coding and algos and quant. Most insanely profitable guys that I know have their own algos, have some type of background in quant, and kill it. So you're one of the lucky few, man. Good stuff. Correct, Traders Bait. During the week from 6 p.m. on, it's open. So you can trade at night. You have different sessions, right? You have Asia, you have London, and you have New York. Look at the times that each market opens. New York starts at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. That's the New York Open. And I'll be back tomorrow at 9:15 a.m. doing this live. 9:15 Eastern. All right, guys. I'm hitting my 2-hour mark here, and now it's really slow. Although I do have a bias, and I think this is going to continue to the upside. It's just moving way too slow. By the time it hits the target that I want to enter and all that good stuff, we could be here for another 2 hours, and I think I'll enjoy some dinner and the family. Thank you for everyone that was tuned in. Do me a favor, if you're new to the stream, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. You can visit my website. You've seen some of the ads for promo codes. Those promo codes help out the channel, so thank you to everyone who's been using them. I do have a Discord, a free Discord. You can find the link in the video or on the website, www.jcdaytrader.com. I don't post much. I have been really inconsistent with posting on Discord, but I am starting to. I want to build that community up again. So I'll be live streaming during New York session every day, and every now and then during the Asia. I was hoping for more price action today, but we just didn't get it. We had some nice moves, and by the time I started live streaming, then it faded out. So it is what it is. Daniel, I trade the New York Open. In other words, from 9:30 to about 10:30. I'm usually done by 10:30 a.m. Eastern every day. I copy trade all my accounts, so I don't rotate accounts. So I know with prop firms, you see a lot of guys day trading throughout the day, and they're rotating all their accounts. For me, that hasn't worked. Not to say it's not a great strategy. I think it's a great strategy to rotate all of your accounts versus copy trading. By rotating, let's say you have some bad trades on a couple accounts, you'll eventually get the right trade with some others, and you'll have some green accounts and some red. I just don't have all the time for that, so I copy trade all my, at this point, 25 plus accounts that I copy trade with 1 or 2 trades, usually between 9:30 and 10:30. If I'm still trading at 10:30, 11 a.m. Eastern, it's because most likely I'm in the red. I'm hitting tilt. We're already in some deep red and trying to recover. Or maybe I was very patient and didn't trade, but that's very rare. Usually I try to be done within the first half hour to an hour of the New York Open. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, FOMC tomorrow. It's going to be very volatile. You'll have 40, 50 point, 1 minute candles. Be very careful. If you're not used to that volatility, either size down, meaning trade some micros, or don't trade at all. But we'll see. We'll see what the New York Open. I have a set daily loss limit for tomorrow. Even though none of the accounts that I trade have daily loss limits, I do set a daily loss limit on FOMC. It's going to get crazy. I don't mind taking the loss tomorrow, but you got to be careful for a tilt. Walk out with a loss, control the loss, and call it a day. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy, what is it? Is it Tuesday? Wednesday now? I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night.